will commence cutting power to defaulting municipalities in Mpumalanga, Northern Cape, Northwest and the Free State from the 19th of January. That's next week. But what could be the options available to Eskom and municipalities to collect outstanding costs? Now, for more on this, we have Fikile Bili, who is the CEO of Zandile Management Services, a man who's an expert in the field of collection. Very good morning to you, Fikile. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Ivan. Good morning to your viewers.
Fikile, just give me a quick overview. What you have experience with municipalities, municipal managers and the like. You've done some exposés on corruption within municipalities and so forth. Tell me, should Eskom go ahead on the 19th next week, should they go ahead and cut those municipalities who have outstanding debt?
Okay, in the past I used to say they must cut. Now I say no. Reason being, Eskom don't understand the dynamics at municipal level. For example, I'll make an example. I just happen to be in a municipality in the Northern Cape called Keiharib local municipality, which owes Eskom money. But for the fact that I say Eskom don't understand the dynamics, I came across a new mayor in that municipality called Marius Low. It's a young mayor who happens to be working with a matured, experienced municipal manager, Gilbert Latachang. Every time they are in the townships and suburbs and farmers trying to understand why are people not paying. That's basically what we need. Because at the end of the day, if Eskom don't get money and if Eskom cut, politicians, their heads will be cut off. But the problem is not with politicians, it's with administrators. What municipalities need to do is to have a conference with Eskom and come and discuss what are the challenges. Because currently, municipalities need to do indigent verification. Because there are people who are registered fraudulently, wrongly as indigent. All to find out, municipalities must do meter auditing because people have bypassed electricity. And there are those big corporations that are bypassing electricity, and then the municipality has a usage, but they've got less billing. The billing system is also incorrect. So what I'm saying, let's just go back to basics and try to understand the dynamics. What are the challenges facing municipalities?
Talk about those challenges a little bit. Talk to us about the role of things like maladministration and corruption. You say the politicians are not to blame. The administrators are to blame. How?
Look, let me make an example. I know of one guy which I'm very disappointed personally that the Northwest government could not remove. He's acting as a CFO with a matric certificate. He was the revenue manager.
Is this Ditsobotla?
Obviously.
Yeah, Ditsobotla is the one that's been in the
South Africa's #1 leading municipality in corruption. They cannot pay Eskom. What happens there is the revenue manager, who happens to be the acting CFO, rights of debt of prominent business people, including locals. Now, what happens in the process? Now, those people, they put them in a report as indigents and give it to council. Like I said, councillors are not in charge. Councillors are not in charge to make sure that people pay. It's the administrators. And then they take kickbacks from prominent companies. I mean, the guy just built a double-story house. He owns a fleet of cars. But now they couldn't pay salaries. They had to ask a service provider to give them money for salaries. Politicians are not at fault. These administrators, they've got connections. And I'm challenging Salga and Kokta to clear these municipalities because municipalities are the pride of the people. Can you imagine now if you go and cut off electricity now, how many people are on life support? How many people will need electricity? So at the end of the day, I'm saying to Eskom, stop it now. Let's have a discussion around the challenges because the smart meters are wrong. People are bypassing electricity.
We started today's show by talking to Dikhatlong, municipality, Berkeley West in the Northern Cape, and they say their problem is that the people are poor and the people can't afford to pay them. Talk to us about the indigent phenomenon and how this really fits together.
I work in municipalities in the Northern Cape. Well, how do you know that people are poor? You must do indigent verification. You must do a lifestyle audit.
Yeah.
How do you become poor but you've got a dish at your house? How do you become poor, but you stay in an upmarket renovated house? That's wrong. You don't just... It's those people who are putting politicians in trouble by going around, failing to do their work and start saying our people are poor. Let's do a lifestyle audit. Eben Johnson, you can't be staying in Sent and then you say you are poor. We want to know. We need people's salary advisors. We need to do a background check on all the consumers to see. Because sometimes, Eben, you are an indigent correctly, but your son is a teacher, your daughter is a nurse. They stay at your house. There's a usage of electricity. So I am challenging Eskom, please have a consultative conference and try to understand the dynamics. What are the causes? Sometimes municipalities are forced not to pay Eskom because they have to roll out projects that are, they are politically under pressure from the community to render services.
Now, you're in conversation constantly with the mayors, both in most of these municipalities and provinces where we see. What are the mayors saying? Do they feel that their hands are a little bit tied in this mess and it's very difficult for them to come to terms with this problem?
No. You know what political parties need to do? As they appoint mayors as political heads, the mayor, like I said, the example between the mayor of Keiharib in Northern Cape and the municipal manager, they work together. Because they are both new, they need to turn around the municipality. All I'm asking, let the mayors be given their power to do political oversight. Let the municipal managers do the administrative part. Let the CFOs and the revenue managers do their finance part. Because tomorrow, if Eskom cut off, the community is not going to go to the municipal manager. They are going for the mayors because they are the political heads. So at the end of the day, I am pleading with Eskom. Stop it right now. Sit down, try to understand what are the challenges. And the other debt is too old. Let me be honest with you. When we took over this country as government, some of the debt were already old. Now what happens is we've got ghost accounts in municipalities where you find Eben Johnson's got 15 properties, but you only registered one. So municipalities need to do audit and verify the properties versus the billing system. Because at the end of the day, even electricity, even if municipalities were to sell electricity, for the fact that the people are bypassing, the usage will be high, but the revenue will be less.
What do we need to do next week in order to avoid a meltdown in these municipalities?
I think we need an urgent meeting. I think the Minister of Corporate Governance needs to intervene. I think they need to call all the role players and try to understand what are the challenges. I also understand Eskom needs the money. But the reality is we don't have renewable energy in South Africa. So we depend on Eskom. So all I'm asking for Eskom is to give municipality probably another 2 months, 3 months. Let's discuss it. Let's see where the challenge is. But Eskom should also write off some of the debt because it's non-collectible. If it's non-collectible at the municipality, it's also non-collectible for Eskom. So at the end of the day, let's try to understand as Eskom. I just made a transaction in the Northern Cape Public Works, Kimberley, where I have spoken to Public Works the whole week. They are going to pay Khasekgonyane municipality 13 million. They are going to pay Keiharib municipality 5 million, Ubuntu and Siatemba. So at the end of the day, also Public Works needs to receive the correct bills from municipalities. So municipalities need people with capacity in order to deal with their accounts.
Fikile, thank you for coming in and giving us a unique, interesting view into the wheels that work within the municipalities. Of course, the 19th looms large next week. Thank you very much for joining us today. Fikile Bili is the CEO of Zandile Management Services and an expert in collection of debt here in South Africa.